Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Crazy Canyon Raceway for day 18 of the March Madness 2022 Downhill Racing Tournament. It has been a magnificent tournament so far. I may tell you that with some major upsets, as we can take a look at the bracket here. Yesterday, Laney McQueen and Cruz Ramirez, two fan favorites, were knocked out of the tournament in the Sweet 16, as now the Elite 8 is going to be looking set right now with Greg Candyman and Boost going to be taking on the winners of today. If you're new here and do not know how the point system works, if you come in first place, you do get 4 points. Second place, you get 3 points. Third place, you get 2 points. And fourth place, you only get 1 point. If you do not finish the race, you do not cross the finish line at all, you do get 0 points. But now let's introduce you to the Sweet 16 Group 2 racers, and they'll get straight on into the racing. So let's go.
Starting off in row 1, we have Rod Torque Redline. And beside him, wearing number 43, racing for Dynaco, we have the King. And starting off in row 2, we have Rusty. And lastly, beside him, wearing the number 93, racing for Spearmint, we have Nick Schiff.
Here we are for race 1 of 4, the King and Rod Torque Redline, row 1, Rusty's, and Nick Schiff, row 2. And we're racing for Group 2, the King out to an early lead. Redline flips him over, gets underneath him and flips him. Redline wrecks at the line, an absolute havoc. What just happened there? Because poor Rusty's, and the King, aka Strip Weathers, did not finish the race. Look at this. Rod Torque Redline thought he had an easy win, gets a little cocky, hits that wall, spins. The King comes in, pulls a speedy Comet, barrels over the line. The King actually flips around the line, not over, and Rod Torque Redline just beats out Nick Schiff in reverse to the bottom, and poor Rusty's does not finish with any points. Same with the King, but Rod Torque Redline now in the lead with 4 points, followed by Nick Schiff with 3. On to race 2. For race 2, Nick Schiff and the King, row 1, row 2, Rusty's and Rod Torque Redline. Rod is actually an underdog here in a Cinderella story, Sorry about that. Let's see what he can do here. The King out to an early, and there's a massive wreck by Nick Schiff. Rod Torque Redline in second place follows the King's tail fin for second place finishes. Now he leads the competition with 7 points in total, with the King in second with 4. What a race. There you can see Nick Schiff and Rusty's both do not finish the race. Unfortunate for them. For the third race here, Nick Schiff and Rusty in row 1, Rod Torque Redline, the King, row 2. And they're out racing. Pretty close race. The King and Nick Schiff pulling away from the pack. Rusty spins Rod into him. And here comes Nick Schiff for the win, followed by the King, then Rusty's, and then Rod Torque Redline. Every racer with pretty clean race, everybody putting up some very solid points. You do love to see that for them. For the fourth and final race, Rod Torque Redline, Rusty's row 1, Nick Schiff and the King row 2. Some racers here need some massive points to advance on to the Elite 8. And lights out, and away we go, Rusty's. Oh my goodness, Rod Torque Redline's over. The King and Nick Schiff do not finish. And here comes Rusty's finishes. The King flips onto his wheels and finishes the race. What just happened? Nick Schiff and Rod Torque Redline both do not finish the race. But here you can see the King scoops under Rod Torque Redline. Actually ends up on his side, I believe, down here, if I'm not mistaken. And then he just gets pushed down to the line, coming down, and there you can see the updated standings. So through 2 DNF, those points could come back to bite them. They definitely can. But we take a look at the standings, and the King advances on to the Elite 8 with 10 points, followed by Rod Torque Redline in second with 8 points, and then eliminated Nick Schiff with 7. If he did finish that last race, he would have pushed overtime, but it does not matter. Anyway, and then Rusty's is eliminated with 6 points. That is going to do it for the Western Conference of the Sweet 16, as now the matchup for the Elite 8 is set with Boost, Greg Candyman, Rod Torque Redline, and the King for the Western Conference. And tomorrow, the Eastern Conference for Group 3 of the Sweet 16 will take place. And some very unfamiliar faces going on to the next round. But we hope you guys all did enjoy this video. Only time will tell who will win, but we do hope you guys all did enjoy this video. If you did, please do consider subscribing and leaving a like. That'd be greatly appreciated. We'll see you guys all back here tomorrow for the Eastern Conference, kicking things off with Group 3 of the Sweet 16. But I do hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you guys all later. Have a great day, and peace.